And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another GrowVeg Challenge live session. We have here with us two of our amazing participants who will be answering some questions we have for them today. We'll be talking about what they've gained so far as a participant in GrowVeg Challenge 2.0. I also have my name is Chinenye Okeze, the social media manager for excuse me, the social media manager for Leverage Fresh Limited. And we also have my co-host as well here with me, Adibisi Opayemi. Please kindly introduce yourself and also our participants as well.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Okoyemi Adebisi, and I am the Communication and PR Manager for Leverage Fresh Limited. We are glad to have you join us today for tonight's session, and we have here with two of our participants from GrowVeg Challenge 2.0, which is currently ongoing. We have here Victory and we also have here Victoria. Victoria and Victory are one of our participants for GoVet 2.0, and they are here to share what they've gained so far as a participant of GoVet 2.0. Victoria, kindly introduce yourself to the audience.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mrs. Victoria Dejimo, and I'm glad to be a participant of the ongoing GrowVeg Challenge 2.0.
Okay, thank
Good evening,
you.
everyone.
Victory, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I'm also Vicky, and I'm a participant of the Community. It's an opportunity that is so exciting. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We have these wonderful participants, and we have a lot of questions we want to ask them, and so many things that you, as well, who are viewing us this evening, are going to learn from them as well. So, firstly, I would like to know, Mrs. Victoria, what motivated you to join the GrowVeg Challenge 2.0, and how has the experience so far met your expectation?
Thank you very much. Okay, welcome everybody. I'm so happy to be here this evening. What has been my motivator, or who has been my motivator all along to being a participant of the ongoing GrowVeg Challenge 2.0 is Marvelous Onoha. I stumbled on her posts on Facebook. I watched how she grew her tomatoes on the rooftop. It was so insightful, and I decided to give it a try, even though I've been cultivating fluted pumpkins and butter leaves and scent leaves, and I had no idea what vegetable production or vegetable farming was like. And I'm glad I did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. My own motivation to this Global Challenge 2.0 was actually Marvelous Onoha, like my colleague said. Though Marvelous was my colleague in school before now, but when I saw her did all these things, I thought, what is Marvelous doing? But later on, I found out that it was helpful. So when I left work to take care of my dad, I was tired of the chores and always being indoors without really doing something. Though I was always busy, but I wanted to be meaningful, do something meaningful. So I talked to her about it. I asked her some questions about the GrowVeg challenge and what it's all about. She told me, and I was interested. So I was willing to give it a try and see if it will be able to work out well. So that was my motivation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate your responses. And we are glad that you were able to join the Growing Challenge 2.0. So you all know that you've gone through some training, some practical sessions. And so, how have these practical sessions improved your understanding of vegetable farming?
Okay, thank you very much. For myself, the The practical sections has been quite amazing, and like I said before, growing other vegetable crops without having a basic knowledge about the fact that, oh, cabbage can be grown here in Port Harcourt and the likes. The practical section has actually stood out for me. It's been very insightful. Own nursery, in the nursery tree, and I'm happy to be a part of this class and sections.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you very much for the question. The practical sessions has been awesome all the way. So despite the fact that I thought, and it was a serious thought in me, that vegetables like tomatoes, carrots, cabbage, watermelon, could not be grown in the south. So I actually had that thought in my head that these vegetables cannot be growing here, with the mindset that our soil cannot accommodate it, with the mindset that our soil is not good for these vegetables because they were always coming from the north, this especially our onions and the rest. So, going through the 20-day online training has been wonderful. It exposed me to the fact that I can actually grow my own vegetables wherever I am in the world. So that was a nice one, shaping my mindset from what it has been. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Victoria. Thank you. In fact, we have so many people who have the same mindset as we have as well. I believe that most of the food produced in vegetables, fruits, bell peppers, they come mostly from the north and it can be grown in other areas. But thankfully, we have the GrowVeg challenge, and we're thankful that Dr. Bidemi and also the GrowVeg instructors brought this idea together and decided to change this mindset, just like yours have been changed. You still want to change more. And that's why we're urging all our viewers here tonight. Thank you for joining us. Urging you to also register for the GrowVeg Challenge 3.0, which is coming up soon on the 19th of May. You can still register by visiting the GrowVeg.leveragefresh.com. And we know that you won't regret being a part of this challenge, and we have so much for you to learn. That's why we have these participants here with us today to let you know what the experience was with the 2.0 and what you should also expect in the 3.0. So thank you. We all know that you've partook in all the practical sessions. So can you walk us through one specific practical session that stood out to you and why?
Okay, thank you very much for this question. Seeding in the nursery has been what has actually stood out for me. My reasons are, I've actually been a big admirator of nurseries and seedlings in seed trays. I've never had an idea how it's been done. When I saw them on Facebook, I would always say, oh, maybe these are AI images, or maybe they are not done here in Nigeria. But after registering for the challenge, I have hands-on knowledge, and I no longer admire them in pictures anymore because I have them now very close to me and I'm nurturing one. So that has been what has stood out for me over time.
So thank you very much. For me, what has stood out for me is the fact that I can actually do my soil preparation before the actual planting. So in my area, or let me say what I've known so far since I've lived, we know, especially while planting vegetable cassava stems or yam, what they do is to just go, after clearing, the normal clearing, they will just go dig up the soil and then put the yam there. If they want to put any other whatsoever, they will just put it cover. Same with the cassava. But attending this 20-day online training on GrowVeg Challenge 2.0, I've learned that you can actually prepare your soil forehand aside the land, aside the clearing before the actual planting, like adding your ash, your manure, mixing up with your soil, watering them and keeping them set for planting. So these, ideas has really stood out for me. So that's what stood out for me. Thank you.
Thank you. You also gave us a breakdown on how to prepare soil. So you're giving us at least snippets on what they should expect in 3.0 and more. Thank you so much, Victory. So during the 20 days training, was there any challenge that you occurred, and how did you overcome them?
Thank you very much for this question. Within my location, River State precisely, we have fewer agro shops here that sell these agro inputs. I could remember searching and searching for SSP here in Port Harcourt until I was directed to another agro shop that is a distance away from my home. But I just had to because it's very important. I want my plants to grow the right way without lacking any of these nutrients. So I had to go all out for it. While all of that was going on, I was able to navigate my way through ordering from Ibadan instead of continuously putting out calls to agro shops in Port Harcourt, and they will tell you, oh, it's going to arrive this week, it's going to arrive next week. That has only been my challenge for the sessions or the training. Thank you.
So thank you. My own challenge during the 20-day training or the practical sessions is actually, aside the fact that there are no agro shops, like the agro shops around, they go based on what is required by the customers. So most of these fertilizers and fungicides and insecticides were taught in during the training, they don't have them. They were like, people, we go with what people ask, we go with what people demand. So you buy these ones and stock it in your shop, it might get spoiled. So that was one of my challenge. And the other one was space, planting space, which I actually went to someone to get a planting space for me. So that's how I overcame my challenge. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for sharing your challenges and how you overcame them. This is really amazing. I want to use this opportunity to welcome all our viewers tonight. Thank you, Sharon. Good evening to you as well. Thank you so much. Right, good evening to you, and thank you for joining the live session. Good evening. Experience is the best teacher. You have a message from him. Experience is the best teacher. Thank God for the experience. Again. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We have a message from Lucky Kelvin. Happy to be here. Yes, we're happy to see you as well. Thank you for joining us this evening. Dr. Bidemi, good evening to see you. Good to see you. Oh, yes, sir. Good evening to you. And it's also good to see you as well. Thank you so much for the words of encouragement for all our viewers. Now I'll be handing over to my co-host, Opayemi. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Chineye, and thank you to
Thank
our
you.
audience. Thank you to everyone that has joined us tonight for this live session. So, my first question to you is: have you started implementing what you learned in your own personal or commercial farm? And what results have you seen so far with the implementation?
Thank you very much for this question. Okay, I've already started implementing in my farm. I've always been a lover of habanero peppers. So before the practical section commenced, I had already sown my seeds using the activity guide that was given to us. But then my agrovat actually arrived a bit late from Ibadan. due to the logistics company that was used. And before now, I think my habaneros were lacking nutrients because it was just a combination of cocoa peats and potting soil. So from the idea gotten from the practical sections and the activity guide, I immediately supplied nutrients to my habaneros, and they are doing amazingly well. If I wasn't a participant of this very training, I'm pretty sure that I would have lost them, because before now I had no hands-on knowledge or guide about how to grow these habaneros. I was just practicing on my own, and with the videos that were watched or that are being streamed by some farmers. And their knowledge is, I mean, most of their informations are not um purely shared out there, just like it is being done by Leverage Fresh Limited. So I'm glad to be here, and my farms are doing very well. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, our viewers. Thank you, Dr. Talabi. So I've started implementing what I learned during the online training. Like when I got my seeds, my watermelon seeds, my dad was like, will this thing even sprout? Will it even germinate? I was like, it will. I said that because of the training I've got so far. And then, so when I seeded, after a few days, it was not coming up. So I was feeling like, is this thing going to come up? Like, or it's going to be like my dad said, it's not going to sprout, and they will say, wow, we told you it's not grow yet. But after some days, I think 2 days ago, it sprouted. I was so excited. So that shows that the things that I learned from the training, me implementing them as yielded results, and we still need more. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And we are glad to hear this from you. At least you've seen results, some of the results of the implementation of what you've learned so far in the GrowVeg Challenge 2.0, and that is part of the success story we at Leverage Fresh Limited is always looking forward to. Thank you so much. So my next question to you is, since you've started the challenge, how has interacting with other participants and instructors shaped your learning experience?
Thank you very much for this question. Not only are we taught to grow our own foods, but I've met with sorry, I've met with like-minded individuals from the challenge. I've also made friends with some very good people in the person of Fortune Onyekwere. She's been amazing. There have been room for collaborations. There are certain fungicides that she got that I couldn't get because of financial constraints. And she was able to share hers with me, and I was able to share mine with her while we used them for the post planting operations. Our tutors cannot be left out. They've been amazing. They are always there to take our questions and guide us through each and every step of the way. They are not like most people who would be like, oh, this was taught already in class. How come you're repeating the questions? Or you've asked these questions before and you're still repeating again, or you're calling by this time, I'm a bit busy. They've been amazing, and their humility is top notch. So I would do this over and over and over and over again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So for me, I've had communication with some of my colleagues on the GrowVeg Challenge 2.0. Like when I got my seeds, I didn't know where to get them. I was like, where will I go? Will I go to ADP, or will I do this? Will I do that? So I had to contact one of them, and they told me they got theirs from Jovin's farm. I can actually go there. So that's how I got my seeds. And for some of them would also call me, let's do this, let's do that. What are you going through? I'll be like, this is what I'm experiencing. They will have their own advice also. And also on the platform, it has been wonderful. Different people bring their advice, their knowledge, what they feel, and it is reviewed. The ones that are actually out of place, the tutors are there to put you in place. They will never leave you out. They are always there. They're always there to correct. They're always there to direct. So it has been amazing all this while. And for the tutors also, they are not harsh. They are one of the amazing tutors I've seen so far. Even while we were in school, even lecturers are not as nice as that. So by the time you ask them too much questions, even the questions people have asked, they will still answer. But as we all know, people won't do that. They'll be like, where were you when we were answering this question? So they are so amazing, and I must commend them for that. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this feedback. Thank you. This feedback has really, we are really happy to hear this from you, and it's really amazing hearing this from your audience. And those people that are yet to register for GoVeg 3.0, I hope you are hearing the direct experience, not what we are cooking up to you, but the direct experience from our participants and what they've learned so far, their positive experience that they are sharing to you. If you are yet to register for 3.0, registration has started and it's currently on all our social media handles. You can always visit leveragefresh.com or you go to goveg.leveragefresh.com. Thank you all for joining us. Anthony is asking, when can we ask questions? What sort of questions do you want to ask? Because these are our participants on GrowVeg Challenge 2.0. And if the questions that you are willing to ask are technical questions, they will not be able to answer you. So probably you can keep the question to when we bring in our facilitators on board, or when we have any representative, any guest speaker from the team of Leverage Fresh Limited, they can answer a question. But nevertheless, you can drop maybe one or two questions in the chat box, then we can look into it if it's the question that we can answer, or if it's relating to how you can register for GoVeg Challenge 3.0. Thank you so much. Poppy is saying good to be here. We're also happy to have you here. And Mr. Tunde is also saying it's great to be here. Thank you for joining us. Awesome work from Abraham. Thank you for joining us tonight. And Dr. Abide Mitalabi is also saying that the participants are now experts too. Okay. Yes, we know they are now experts. So, Mr. Anthony, we are ready for you. You can ask the question. They are here for you. They can answer you. So my next question is, if given a startup fund today, how would you structure your vegetable farming business based on what you've learned so far?
Thank you very much for this question. Okay, if given an opportunity to be mobilized financially, I would fully invest in getting all of my agro inputs from a reliable agro shop in Ibadan to Port Harcourt. I think that would help me facilitate my whole planting process and will save me the stress of moving around and paying transportation in search of agro shops in Port Harcourt. And then I would be a greengrocer. I will not just sell fresh vegetables, but I would also ensure that within my space or within my locality or environment, I would gather up youths and teach them also what I have been taught from Leverage Fresh Limited, because I've seen and I'm a testament that over time, Leverage Fresh has stood the test of time. Thank you.
So thank you very much. For me, if I'm funded, what I will do is to expand my vegetable production, because one of the things that limited me was, space and resources. I couldn't just get up and go and get a land. I didn't have the resources for that. And the small space I acquired is not enough for me for now, not talk of in the future. So if I'm funded, I'd love to expand my vegetable production. And So I would love to distribute it to so many places, having a brand. Yes, not just the people that comes to the farm to buy, but like a legacy, producing with a legacy. I would also love to improve on the packaging because to improve their shelf life. Yes, because most people, if you get vegetables and something makes you not to prepare it that very day or the next day, it might get spoiled, and that is not a good one. So what I would also love to go into is the extension of these vegetables that will be able to grow so that it can extend to species and it can last for some time for the consumers also. So that's what I would love to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And it's really glad to see that we have our participants that have their future goals when they see enough funds to utilize. And we know that with what you've been taught, you already know what it is, what you have to put in place, and those resources you need to get, even though they are limited funds that you are getting. Or with the little you have, you can turn in the agricultural sector into something way more bigger than what you've started with GrowVeg Challenge 2.0. And we'll be happy to have the impact. We'll be happy to hear the success story from you, and we'll also be happy to see it from you even when you finish the GrowVeg Challenge 2.0. My next question is, if you will recommend GrowVeg Challenge 2.3.0 to other participants, will you be willing to recommend? And if so, why will you recommend?
Thank you very much for this question. I mean, who wouldn't recommend GrowVeg Challenge 3.0 to a friend, a family member, a neighbor, an agricultural enthusiast? I mean, this is the best place to be. It's like a family. We have people who are all out there ready to collaborate with you even while the training is still ongoing. So yes, I will recommend GrowVeg Challenge 3.0 over and over and over again. Thank you.
So thank you very much. I would definitely recommend GrowVeg Challenge 3.0 to everyone I come in contact with because for me to have the results I have today already, which I'm still looking forward to having subsequently, someone recommended it to me. And I actually loved what somebody was doing and I decided to give it a try. So I would also recommend, and I am recommending already. Even without me recommending, people call me that, oh, I see what you're doing and I am interested you know. So they start asking me, what is it all about? This and that. I start explaining. So some people have started having interest in the GrowVeg Challenge 3.0 already, even without me finishing. Not talk of when I finish. So I would love to, and I will recommend GrowVeg Challenge 3.0 or any GrowVeg challenge at all that comes up to youths so that they can also see what I've seen. They can also help in the sustainable agriculture we always talk about. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much. There, with what you said, you were recommended, and now it's your turn to recommend. We're happy to hear that sentence from you. And I know that before you can actually think about that, it's because of the impact that you've seen, because of what you've benefited from the current GoVer Challenge 2.0. And I know that when people see what you do, with the way that you've been posting online about the GoVer Challenge 2.0, you'll be posting about your own success story to others, and they are really seeing what you've been doing with what you've been taught. Thank you so much, and we are happy that with the impact that you've gained, with the experience that you've gained from Government Challenge 2.0, with how you've been updating your online database, your social media handles, they are seeing the work, they are seeing the practical aspects, and we are reposting it so that others can know about the impact that you are making in this Government Challenge 2.0 and the benefits that it offers you, what you stand to gain, And for people that are currently on the call, on this session that are yet to register for GrowVeg Challenge 3.0, the early registration will be closing by March 31st. You can always utilize this opportunity to be among the early birds and register before it's actually the amount increases to 30,000 naira. And you also have the options of paying in any currency of your choice, depending on the country that you are. We'll be glad to have you register with us and also benefit have this success story that these current participants are sharing with us now. You can be the next person sharing the same success story, and we'll be happy to have you on board. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And I was waiting for Mr. Anthony's question, but eventually we haven't got any question from him. Hopefully, he will drop it, or maybe he will actually send it to us so we can answer. Or he join us in our live session coming up next week, Thursday, same time and same medium. Thank you all for joining us. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm really excited to part of the meeting. Afan, we're also happy to have you here. A week and some days I traveled to a part of the country where the network was bad. Definitely, it's not only the country that you travel to, even the current country that we are in, there are issues with network. Thank you all. Despite the network, you still have the opportunity to join us tonight, and we're also glad to have you here. Thank you all for joining us, and we see you in the next live session coming up next week, Thursday, same time. Thank you to our participants for sharing their success story.
Thank
We are really
you.
happy to hear this from you, and we hope to see the next big things that you'll be doing in agricultural sector with what we started with Global Challenge 2.0. Thank you all for joining us, and we've come to the end of this live session. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.